This has been a very sad week for the entire entertainment world. First, we've lost one of the greatest announcers who did the Jerry Lewis telethon. Not only that, but before the idols of the world there was Star Search that launched the careers of Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Countess Vaughn, Norm Macdonald, Sam Harris, etc. But he will always be remembered for the famous phrase on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, "Here's Johnny." I'm talking about Ed McMahon, who passed away at the age of 86 from bone cancer on June 23, 2009. I'll never forget when he made an appearance on the new Star Search with Arsenio Hall with the results on the only model final of this whole remake, when he says these words, "Digitize me." But on an even sadder note, 48 hours later on June 25, 2009, two more icons were lost. First, she was one of the sex symbols of the 70s and 80s who was on Charlie's Angels and appeared on Broadway in television movies. Her name was Farrah Fawcett, who had a documentary about her battle with this disease. Her longtime boyfriend Ryan O'Neal was about to marry Farrah when she died at a hospital in Santa Monica, California after her long battle with cancer. I was never really a fan of her, but I remember seeing one movie with Farrah called Extremities. But then the biggest and most shocking moments of not only this year, but this decade as well, was the untimely passing of one of the greatest entertainers that ever walked God's great earth, the king of pop, Michael Jackson. He influenced a lot of artists beyond singing. Dancing in his music videos like Thriller were always remembered. As you know, Michael was born in Gary, Indiana in 1958 with a regimented childhood. He first started dancing when he was only 6 years old, and his mentor was the late great James Brown. His father organized a family musical group in 1962 and Michael joined the following year. From then on the rest was history. In 1968, the Jackson 5 was born and signed to Motown Records. ABC, The Love You Save, I Want You Back, and I'll Be There all became #1 hits in 1970. A year later, Michael started his solo career with Got to Be There, that was a top 5 hit. His first #1 single as a solo artist was the title to the movie Ben, that was also nominated for an Academy Award. The Jacksons left Motown and went to Epic Records in 1975. 2 years later, Michael had got a starting role opposite Diana Ross in The Wiz, a retelling of The Wizard of Oz. On the set he met Quincy Jones and did the 1978 Jacksons album Destiny, and from then on his career took off. Michael worked with Quincy again, this time on his solo CD entitled Off the Wall. He had such hits as Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You. But my favorite of that album was Get Off the Floor. Then on the Motown 25th anniversary special, not only he sang with the other Jacksons, but he performed one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs, Billie Jean, where they play at my vocational school dinner dance almost every October. Then he debuted his signature move, the moonwalk, a move that has yet to be matched. After that, Michael recorded the biggest selling album in music history called Thriller, an album that may never be matched. I first listened to the album when I was at elementary school. That's where I became a fan, and it's been in my head ever since. Thriller sold over 40 million copies to become the biggest selling album of all time, and it remains the biggest selling album around the world. Then Michael won 8 Grammys including Album of the Year. Michael's next album was Bad, and did what artists like Lady Gaga and Britney have yet to repeat, have 5 #1 songs on one single album. The songs were Bad, The Way You Make Me Feel, Man in the Mirror, Dirty Diana, and I Just Can't Stop Loving You. But my favorite was Smooth Criminal. Michael would do 3 more albums like Dangerous, History, and sadly his final CD Invincible. Michael could not control the media circus when he had a swarm of legal and money troubles, including his weird behavior, dangling his child in his child molestation trial, where he was acquitted of all charges. He was going to do 50 concerts in London, England, but before it could happen, he was rushed to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Michael's death still shocks me till this very day. It has been one of the saddest 4 weeks for me this year since my 27th birthday. Having Cleveland sports to choke, and Pittsburgh winning another championship. Now to see 3 legendary icons leaving the planet, I almost want my memory wiped out in a deep sleep, just like Echo of Dollhouse. In closing, let me toll the bells of all the legendary entertainers that passed away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I had to get this off my chest in my longest Xtranormal video yet. The other video I currently have is a video that begs YouTube to let the users keep their old channels instead of all the channels being beta. Go to this link and sign the petition to get enough signatures to spoil YouTube's plan of turning all of our channels to beta. I might do another video soon, so stay tuned. And Ed Mockmaon, Farrah Fawcett and the King of Pop Michael Jackson, may you all rest in peace.